All right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to this section of the internet where we will be talking about SAM.gov and all the potential opportunities it offers. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. However, if you have been here before and you still have not subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button, like, and turn on the notifications so you can be notified every single time we drop something new. And even if you're joining for the first time, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification as well. So today we will be talking about, or we will be taking a look into the SAM.gov login account to see what it looks like. We have just created a login account, so I am assuming. However, if you haven't created your login account yet, the link is going to pop up on the top right. Go ahead, follow that link. It will take you step by step how to create a login account with SAM.gov. If you already created it, kudos to you. Today we will be going into it and seeing what it looks like inside a SAM.gov login account. All right, let's begin. So go to the SAM.gov website and sign in. As usual, it's asking us to accept terms and conditions. We will do that. All right. We will be logging in with the details we just created. Okay. Remember, while we were creating the SAM.gov account, there was a part of it that had asked us to create a multi-factor authentication, also known as MFA. So you will go into whichever one you decided to go with. If you had gone with Google, go ahead and log into it right now, and then it will provide you with a code. You will enter that code right here. Once you enter that code, it takes you into your SAM.gov profile. And just to be clear, a SAM.gov login detail is different from being registered with SAM.gov. A login creates you a login account. Being registered with SAM.gov means you're registering an entity, aka a company, aka an organization. So if you don't have any of that, you just have a login detail or a login account, please do not go and start trying to bid for contracts because it will make no sense anyways. Most of the contracts you bid on is going to require you to have a cage code and a UEI. You don't have any of that information, so if you have a login account, it doesn't mean it is useless. As well as we have discussed in previous videos, you can use it to save your searches, save your search settings, follow opportunities, vet subcontractors. So it is important. It is important. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, just so we are clear, you having a SAM.gov login doesn't mean you're registered with SAM.gov. Now that we have that out of the way, let's look at this. All right, first things first, and to further clarify, we are not going to be looking at the SAM.gov website right now. I think we did a video on that. Just go ahead and click on the link that pops up if you want to get an encompassing view of what the website looks like, the outlay and everything. Go ahead and click that video and it will take you around it. What we are focusing on today is the login account. So once you're logged in, if you look on the top right, it gives you the workspace. So we are currently in the workspace. The top right corner where we have the SAM.gov, you see requests, notifications, workplace, and then sign out. So requests, like the name says, if you are an active entity on SAM.gov and SAM.gov is requesting certain information from you, This is where those are going to pop up. But as you can see as well, we don't necessarily need to click any of this, because even within the workspace, we do have requests. It shows us pending requests, so you can see requests. So this request is two ways. Request is not only the request SAM.gov have of you, it's also requests you are making to SAM.gov. For example, if you register, there is a wait period. During that wait period, that request is going to appear under the request tab. Furthermore, if you requested for a role in an entity, until it is approved, it is also going to appear there under request. We will be looking at that. But now, if we come down further, we will see it carries your name clearly. And then we have account detail, roles, email settings, saved searches, and followed records. So let's go ahead and click into account details and see. We will try to go down chronologically. And in account details, it has the basic information about you and your organization. But however, as I told you, remember, you can always change this information. You can always change this information. If you click the edit button, it gives you that ability to change that information. So you can always change it. You can always change it. You know what? For the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to do that. That way, moving forward, I don't have to do something that I don't like to do. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just refresh that. All right. So that being refreshed and all, moving forward, yeah, I don't have to sweat it. Okay. For those who are wise, you will understand what I mean. Okay. Okay, my roles. Remember, this is where we talked about there are different categories of roles. You have the admin, you have data entry, you have watchers. So depending on what role you want, in the different entities, you can apply for those roles and you can be assigned those roles. For example, if you are a subcontractor, or yes, if you are a subcontractor for a specific organization, they can assign you a role of just being a viewer. That way you can come in there, view the opportunities and view certain information. They can do that. But now it means you are affiliated to that entity that is registered with SAM.gov. So this is where you would do that. If you wanted to, let's just go ahead, click on request for a role, for example. What role do you want? I'm sure we saw this before. So you can see that. Data entry, viewer, entity reporting. You see? Contracting, you see that? So there are different categories. You have the contract opportunities, entity reporting, and entity registration. But yes, to do all of that, you would need the cage code or UEI that is affiliated to that organization. You will enter that here. Depending on which one you choose, you will enter that here. Then you will go ahead and submit that. And then that will go through the process of SAM.gov, first of all, identifying such an entity exists and is active, and then sending a notification to the organization if they want to approve you. All of that good stuff happens in there. But let's go back to Workspace. That's how we go back to where we were. All right. Okay, what more do we have? So we already saw account details. We saw roles, email settings. Let's go into email settings. All right. Do you want to be notified? So as we can see, this is a default settings for the email. Can you see that? These are just defaults. And it is showing that I cannot even change them, even if I wanted to. Oh, you can. So you can go change them to none, whatever. You can customize them. But default, they come turned on. So you can be the one to go turn them off if you're getting tons of email from the website. You just go ahead and turn that off. So followed records, we have no records we're following. But here, if you were following organizations, if you can remember, I had to mention in the previous video, why is it good to follow organizations? If you follow an organization that has an opportunity you are interested in, if they were to ever amend a solicitation, you receive an email. Otherwise, you would have to log into the SAM.gov account every single time to make sure there have not been an update in the solicitation you are interested in. So having this login is a good thing. To having a login account, it is a very good thing. I'm glad we have that opportunity. So we already saw that they do have terms of use. And there we go. Take your time and read through all of it. I am not shocked it is that long. It is the federal government to begin with. They know how to inundate you with information. So they give you more information than you can handle. Let's go to requests. So we currently have no requests. And like we talked about, can you see on the request status, it gives us the various kinds of requests so if your request is pending, if it is approved, if it is rejected, if it is canceled, if it is completed, if it is declined, or if it is accepted. I know some of you will be wondering, what is the difference between accept and approved? Rejected and declined. I am inclined to say at this point with SAM.gov, it just depends. Let's say you are applying for a new role, you are requesting for a new role, right? That is going to be under this request tab. And what you're asking for can either be approved or it can be declined. If you went ahead and submitted documents, let's say SAM.gov asked you for more documents to substantiate your request for wanting to be a federal contractor, that those documents can either be accepted or they can be declined. As for rejected, I don't think I've had that opportunity of experiencing what the rejection would look like. I don't know if it is a bid, but I know with bids, if you are not chosen, you can tell when somebody wins the bid, you can tell. But if you don't get any call and you see the contract being awarded to somebody, that's your cue. But also, let's go down a little bit. So we already saw pending requests and notifications. Okay. Now, let's assume you had an entity that was registered. If you had an entity that was registered with SAM.gov, this is where you would get some detailed information about your entity, right? As you can see, once I hover my mouse over the entity information, it grays out, meaning you can click on it, right? So click on entities. So if you have multiple, or if you have an entity that is registered with SAM.gov, the entity would approve right here. It would appear right here, rather. And all of these are key informations to better gauge the standing of your entity, you will get to see when things are expiring, and all of that good stuff. Then actions are basically what is required of you, what is required of your entity. Every now and then, SAM.gov, like you saw that they might need reporting, they just, if they need information, you will see that it will come up here in the actions button. That actions button will tell you have things to take care of. So here it will say if you have an active registration, this number is going to show 1. If you have 10, it's going to show 10. I don't know if there is a limit. Is there a limit? Is there a limit to the number of organizations you can have on SAM.gov? That is so limited, it is scary, eh? Well, judging from that, you can have multiple. I just don't know if there is a limit. All right, but let's go ahead. That was just an aside. And ID assigned, inactive registration, work in progress. Can you see that? All right, submitted registration. So, yep. So if you, this tab is specifically for people who have an entity registered with SAM.gov. So, so here below that, you can either start registering for a new entity, start registering a new entity, or renewing an existing entity. So that's all up to you. As for system actions, can you see that? Contract opportunities, entity information, all of that good stuff. New account. Yep. So and then lastly we have request a role. Yeah, so this is just how it looks inside, but let's try to do something a little bit fun like we talked about. Let's go back to the home and let's go to searches. We're just going to go down to active opportunities. Let's click here. What are we looking for? Where is that? That one. Contract opportunities. Dates. We will go with as of today. Nope, not response date. Yeah, response date. Let's just put 3 months. And here we do have a ton of them. Window louver cleaning, April 18. That is a good one. Surgical center in Lackland. This is a combined synopsis and solicitation. Items prepared are in accordance with FAR. All right. In this case, what are we going to do here? If we were interested in this opportunity, I think we are, but if we were interested in this opportunity, what are we going to do? We're going to click follow. Follow. Okay. And now we are following that organization and the opportunity and the 10 million documents they have, all of that good stuff. You see, they just gave us a ton of information on here. Damn. And they had just 1, 2 documents. What organization is this? Defense Health Agency. I like them. I really do like them. Yeah, no need to be going through tons of documents, so that is good. Also, you can just click here just to go to the attachments. So that's just a shortcut to everything that is on here right now. So this is an active listing, correct? So we are following that active listing right now. If we go back into our workspace, all right, followed records. Can you see that? There it is, right? So imagine SAM.gov has millions and millions and tons of opportunities. Do you really want to go through that process of writing down contract IDs so you can come back to it and search it, So having a login account with SAM.gov is that convenient. Now, you can just go about scrolling, looking for opportunities, and the ones you're interested in, you just go follow them. You keep on searching, keep on searching. When you're ready to start gathering the information to bid on them, you go ahead and do that. So that is how important it is. Yeah, we're just going to keep following them for now. Okay? So that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Like I said, if you have any questions, you didn't understand anything, just go ahead, leave a comment in the section below, and we will address those in subsequent videos. In the meantime, do not forget to click that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can get a notification when the next video drops. Until then, have a great rest of your day. See you on the next one.